season for us to
Yeah.
look forward to. Give us a little tease of what Tabitha's
Well, she's still furious at Nigma for cutting off her hand, and as the alliance between Nigma and Barbara grows, I think it makes her more and more furious as time goes on. So you're going to see her really pushed and really, really upset, and that's going to keep growing and growing, and the tension between her and Barbara is going to keep growing and growing, and eventually will have to play out in some way, come to a head in some way. So we'll see.
Do you think Tabitha would ever make a power play for the top the way Barbara is?
I don't think so. Not right now. She wasn't raised that way. I mean, coming from the Galavan family, I mean, she's used to loyalty, and she's the protector, right? She's a bodyguard of sorts, and so I don't think she has as much desire for power as a lot of the other villains do. Which is interesting because most of them are vying for the throne, but I don't think she doesn't really care about that. She's too irreverent to care about that.
Is it a smarter play to be the power behind the scenes as opposed to being on top and having that?
Yeah, well, that's what I think. I think she's smart enough to know that alliances are important, and you don't want to piss off the wrong people. If you know, she's a bit more of a snake in the grass that way.
And then you personally, who do you hope Tabitha ends up with, Butch or Barbara?
Me personally, neither, honestly. No, I hope she finds her own way. I hope she starts something completely new.
Does she feel love for either of them, like actual real love, or is it just sort of circumstantial?
I mean, I don't know that she knows what real love or intimacy really is. I think that she cares about them more than she understands that she does. But like I said, loyalty is so important to her. So for Barbara to turn on her in any way or to be disloyal, that's where her affection lies. So if that doesn't exist, there is none. And for Butch, I think that she has a lot of affection for, he's like a puppy dog. It's an unrequited kind of love, but I think she cares about it more than she lets on. Yeah.
You were talking about on the panel, since there isn't as much source material for you to draw from the character, what was kind of the most important thing for you to bring to it to kind of make it your own?
Well, I very much modeled her after Catwoman, honestly, because I was told that she was the precursor to Catwoman and that there was going to be a mentorship there. And so I wanted to take elements of that character, especially physically, and so that when you looked at her, you thought, it kind of reminds me of Catwoman. But then everything else, as far as developing Tabitha Galavan, I just, took things as they came. I'm really, really open to whatever the writers want to write and bring to it, because I don't think I don't feel as much of a responsibility as I think some of the other actors do to get these things right, these elements right from the comics. I don't really have that feeling.
And actually, it's kind of interesting because everyone talks about Barbara becoming Cat, but what about Tabitha becoming Cat?
Yeah, yep. I think we could both teach her some things. And I don't know, Barbara's a little bit too self-involved at the moment to be too concerned about helping anyone else. Mm-hmm. So I think, by the end of the season, Tabitha will be in a really vulnerable place. And so she is needing to start again. That's sort of where that alliance comes from, or how it starts to form. Yeah.
Cool. What was it like training with Barbara?
Challenging.
Yeah.
I arrived on set and I had to use it the next day or the same day. And so they took me outside and showed me how to use it really quickly. And getting it to crack is really hard. It's really hard. And also you don't want to hurt anyone.
Yeah.
So it's something, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was wearing, I think, really thick goggles or some kind of eye protection the first time I learned. And just, I keep up with it. I have a whip that I practice with sometimes. But honestly, a lot of it is CGI.
Oh, yeah.
So we sometimes get to use it, and sometimes if it's, the camera's this close, you can't use it.
Exactly.
So
you get to pretend.
Yeah.
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 Thank you, guys.
Cool.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you, guys.